Coming to you live from the corner of his kitchen in beautiful Southern California. We're all gonna be edging it out with your host, everyone's favorite unemployed NEET, Edgee!
Fuck, that's like the second talk show in a row where I start without my mic being plugged in. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Edging It Out. I am your host, Edgee. For those of you who might not know me, let me introduce myself. I am a terminally online NEET whose mind got stuck in the internet and became a sexy anime girl because all that I think about are sexy anime girls. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad to see you all here. Yeah, it's become a bit at this point. That's true. Yeah, I unplugged my mic on purpose and I forgot to plug it back in for the stream. You're right. That's so true. Yeah, that's a bit. I've been doing a bit all along and you guys fell for it. Speaking of sexy anime girls, I'm going to be talking to one tonight. So why don't we go over to the main stage that looks exactly like this one, except it has a desk, and talk to her right now. You're wearing the right clothes this time. That's also true. Anyway, let's go talk to her before anyone starts pointing out any other shit that I got wrong. There we go. There she is. Hi, Trua. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great now that you're here.
Yeah, no, me too. Honestly, it's been a really good week so far. I mean, I don't know if I told you this, but I work from home and I work full time, so I worked 90 hours with one day off.
Oh my god.
It's been a rough time.
Ugh. Well, thank you for your service, Trua.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Thank you for your service and thank you so much for being here tonight.
No, thank you for having me. Honestly, I was super excited when you actually asked me to do this because I haven't done one of these in a while, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, no, these are super fun. I love talking to people and I really feel like not many people like sit down and actually like have genuine conversations anymore. It's just it's good to talk to people, especially in this type of industry where it's like there's not that much guidance. You know, we're all just kind of thrown in and kind of trying to figure stuff out. Yeah.
No, yeah, I feel the exact same way. That's why I started this, just because like I'm like, oh, that person has like some really cool vibes. I would like to sit down and just like talk to them for a second, you know?
Yeah, no, I love that, honestly.
Yeah. Good for keeping you human and communicative. Yeah, exactly. See, you get it, chat. You get it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm gonna sound like a broken record all night, but I really do appreciate that you're here tonight, Trua.
Yeah, no, I'm super happy to be here. And hi, chat, how are you?
Yeah.
I hope you guys are happy to be here too.
Yeah. Are you happy to be here tonight, chat? Are you? Huh?
I hope so.
If you're not, I'm gonna ban you. No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, I hope you guys are here, happy to be here.
Your model is so it's so much movement.
She's very fluid, and the crazy thing is so. Spoiler alert, I'm getting a re-rig as well. So, and I have the re-rigged model. And, oh, if you think she's bouncy now.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. I'm actually, like, really excited.
I will give you a sneak peek after stream.
Oh, let's go! Okay, I promise I won't tell anybody.
I'm so excited for it.
I feel like we're going to have a whale of a time tonight. Oh, are we ever?
Oh yeah, I have a lot to talk about.
Are you ready for some yapping, Trua?
Oh yeah, no, I'm totally ready.
Okay, let's go. So, we'd like to start out with the introduction / about you segment. So, dearest Trua, how about you tell us about yourself and or some of your lore, whatever you feel like sharing with us tonight.
Well, so I am. Which part do you want first? Do you want the real part first, or do you want the orca part first?
You know, you're the guest, so what do you want to talk about first?
Okay, yeah. Okay. So my name is Trua. I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
So I actually, work from home. I've been streaming for 3 years, actually.
Nice.
Off and on. Mostly off more than on because I've been super busy with work and stuff. But
Right.
So I started VTubing in 2022, literally right around the COVID time.
Oh yeah.
Because everybody was still kind of locked down.
Right.
Because COVID was still really bad. And I think I joined, I want to say, at a good time to where VTubing was still really taking off at that point.
Right.
And right now, I feel like a lot of it is oversaturated because a lot of people are like, oh, I want to be a streamer, I want to be a VTuber. And
right.
As nice as it is, it kind of makes it hard for people to get discovered.
Yeah.
So I was really lucky at the time that I started because my concept was cool. It was so funny because I had just gotten married, I got a new apartment, and then I got COVID, and then I ended up, I was like, no, I want to be a VTuber. Why not take on more stress?
Fuck it, yeah.
No, one of my friends actually was who was a bridesmaid in my wedding. She actually was a VTuber at the time. She'd been doing it for about 6 months, and she's like, you need to do this. She's like, you've got the personality for it. And I was like, okay, I can do this. But it took me a while because I think we got married in September, and then I didn't start until January. I started streaming February. So I came home, moved my shit into my new apartment, and then got COVID, like I said, and then it took me a couple months to get everything ready and set, but we did it. So I was super nervous. I was one of those streamers that I didn't talk during my first stream.
Oh.
I had to have people with me because I didn't know what the fuck to say. And I like telling that story because I don't want you. Everybody's scared to go live. Everybody can be scared to go live because you never know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Absolutely.
It's just gonna break. You don't know how many people are. You don't know if you're gonna get a raid.
Exactly.
And it's scary. And so honestly, my first stream, everything, my friends came over. They helped me hook up everything. They helped me with my VTube stuff, and then they left. And then as soon as they left, everything fucking broke.
Oh my god! It
was terrible, but then they came right back and they fixed it. But it was of course that would happen to me. So that was that. So I am inspired from Trua, the orca, the actual orca in downtown Orlando in SeaWorld. He. Trua's a boy orca, and I didn't know that. I actually got to go to SeaWorld, and I met Trua during my honeymoon.
Wow.
And I loved the names of the orcas that they have there.
Right.
Yeah, they've got Malia, Makayo, Trua, and Nalani. Trua really stuck out to me for some reason. It's short, sweet, and simple. And at the time when I was making my character, because my friend Dania Luxu was the one that actually got me into VTubing.
Shout out.
She's yeah. It's Dania, Daenea Luxu, Luxu. She's an Oni.
Oh.
She's a chaotic Oni. She's been one of my friends for almost 10 years at this point.
Hell yeah.
But she's like, oh well, all you have to do is pick a character and pick a name that you like. And at the time, I was listening to a lot of Evermore by Taylor Swift. So I was like, you know what? Trua sounds really cool. Yeah, well, because I tried to type in Trua, but somebody from 10 years ago has the name Trua on Twitch.
I see.
So I'm just like, at some point, I will get that name.
Yeah, that's something that you really have to watch out for in this day and age, because you might come up with a really cool online handle or whatever, but now before you do anything you need to search
20
everywhere.
Other people have it. Exactly.
You need to search fucking Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, whatever, just to make sure that you're the only one that fucking has that shit.
Oh yeah, honestly. Miyuki's one of my mods. I love her.
Oh, hi, welcome.
But honestly, and also I haven't streamed in forever, so I'm apologizing profusely to my chat. My husband, Nello, does not have a job right now, so I've been working my ass off to make sure that we are able to keep our place.
Right.
I am tired all the time.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
it really is. Thank you for your service.
Maybe 20 minutes before maybe 30 minutes before our collab.
Yeah.
because Noah came home, got groceries, and he's like, "Hey, you need to wake up because you need to help me with groceries." And I was like, "Fuck!" I'm like, "It's also 6:30 or 7:30.
Oh my God.
I have a collab in like 20 minutes."
Holy shit!
It worked out though, because I'm used to working under pressure, so I was able to like set everything up in like 5 minutes. I've been late to my own shit before. Hello, I'm a mom to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I am a dog mom. So, but yes, that's basically like what started streaming for me. And as far as my lore, a lot of people are wondering, like, am I an actual orca? Am I anthropomorphic? Do I just have a tail? Is the tail a butt plug? Does it pull out and spin like a Beyblade? No. So I actually was an orca that was super lonely in the ocean. And you're gonna see a little bit more about this when I get my next lore coming out.
Ooh, okay.
But my first lore video is actually out on YouTube. You can watch that. It's been out for I think over a year now. But a star had fallen into the ocean and heard my cries and was like, "Oh my gosh, I need to help this orca." And so I swam up to the crackling star. And I became engulfed into like a deep sleep, and then I just woke up on the beach like this. It was crazy.
Oh wow, that's really, really sweet.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was really awesome. And then my second
cute
lore
backstory
is gonna be great. Yeah, because it's gonna kind of follow that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it.
all these tidbits that you're dropping are legit like getting me hyped.
You guys are not ready. Is it okay if I like tell them something kind of really cool?
Okay, yeah, go for it.
So for my second lore video, I have a celebrity doing my my lore video.
Nice.
Their name is Quincy's Tavern.
Mm-hmm.
They have like over 2 million on TikTok. They're super huge.
Nice.
In the TikTok and Twitter and Twitch community. So excited for this. I talked to Quincy. He stopped by my stream one day, and I like, my wig was snatched. I was like, I can't do
wig
this.
is in
like,
orbit.
You're in my fucking stream. My wig is nowhere to be found. So, and then I asked him. I was like, I would really love to have you voice my lore, and he's like, yeah, just name the time and place. I was like, okay. So I'm super excited for that. So he is and if you don't know Quincy, you can follow him on Twitter and Twitch, but I think TikTok actually, to see his content, he does very short form like tavern like content. So he'll be like, "Hello traveler, like you walked into a fucking D&D tavern like during your game. And this man is cooking food, he is telling you stories, he is giving you like advice. Like he was what I watched to get through COVID. Like he helped me through lockdown. So definitely look into that person. They're super cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so I can't wait for that. So that's a little lore spoiler.
One
more lore spoiler is that I am made of stardust.
Oh, okay. Sorry for my delayed reaction. I was
No, I saw that and I was
Yeah.
like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Do I need to call?"
No,
you?
that's my hydrate redeem. But like you were in the middle of speaking, and I wasn't going to like interrupt you to be like, "Oh shit, I gotta drink water."
Oh no, you're fine.
That's why my model was like freaking out, because like I have like this huge cup of water next to me every time that I stream. So when somebody redeems the hydration thing, I put the because I'm drinking my cup, and it's like a huge cup, so like it gets in the way of my webcam. So because it doesn't know what to track, it just like starts freaking out. Yeah, tweaking for the H2O. True.
Yeah, and chat, feel free to ask any questions, as you as well. And if I, again, I told you it's yap o'clock over here, so if I say something and you're just like, hold on one sec, please do that. Because I realize I switch from topic to topic really quickly, so feel free to interrupt my ass and be like, bitch, shut the fuck up for a second.
We actually do have a chat interaction segment coming up after the introductory segment.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, so chat, you will have a chance to be a part of the show in a second.
So yeah, I'm super excited about that. Basically, so yes, I am made of stardust, and a little again, a little spoiler for the 2.0. Well, I'm gonna say 2. Well, lore 2.0. Is that stars at some point have to burst.
Right.
So that's that.
So think about that for a second.
Keep that in your mind.
Okay.
And I know you're probably wondering, like, why are you so obsessed with stars? Well, give you a little bit of a backstory. I love astrophysiology. I love astronomy. I love quantum mechanics, and I actually study quantum mechanics and astrophysics when I'm not streaming.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love the universe. I grew up.
Hell yeah.
I grew up loving space. My entire family was space nerds. Like, we watched Star Trek and Star Wars and all this goofy shit growing up. And I love the works of like Michio Kaku and like Neil deGrasse Tyson. And I'm so obsessed.
See,
like, I want to get into cosmic photography. So it's like there's a lot.
See, I didn't know that we would have that in common because, as you can probably tell, I also love stars a lot too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to find my people.
Yeah, literally have them in my hair and in my eyes, and it's.
Yeah, I did notice that. I love that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm like high fiving you as hard as I possibly can right now across my screen.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like it's so interesting because, and one of the things that like really stuck with me one day is I heard Michio Kaku say, and like in a chat with Neil deGrasse Tyson, they were doing an interview together, kind of like this, where like I think it was like Joe Rogan interviewing them,
but probably like
so
less jiggly.
Yeah, right. And it was so interesting seeing those two brilliant minds talk to somebody, like the intelligence gap. And I'm not talking about like, I'm not saying that there's, Joe Rogan's dumb, but it's just like the amount of knowledge that those two have together. It would be like sitting in a room with Einstein. Imagine. Like, that's insane. But my favorite thing about it is the fact he said the same elements that are out there in the universe, as far as we can see and as far as we've gone, we have found those same elements inside of ourselves. So we are all quite literally made of stardust. And the universe is inside of us. I love that fact. So I basically made my lore around that.
That's some real shit right there.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm running with this. That's my lore.
All right. Let's see. Let's move on to the next question, which is,
Yes.
Trua, what do you normally like to stream?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Oh God.
I don't even, so my consistency with streaming is about as consistent as me wearing socks, and I don't wear socks.
Okay.
So the whole thing is like I love streaming so much, but it's just lately I've just been so busy with work,
which is fair.
So it's just I'm not sure what I want to stream half the time because I'm just like everybody's streaming. Like lately I've been playing Schedule 1, but there's like 20,000 people playing Schedule 1 on stream right now. So
yeah.
like, I don't know if I want to play that, or I've played a whole bunch of Repo, in the last couple months.
But that's another thing that everyone is also streaming.
Yeah, everybody's playing it right now. So I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, at some point. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, you're good. Go.
At some point, you really just gotta say fuck it and like just start playing whatever you want. Because like like sometimes when it comes to like deciding what to stream and you realize that everyone is doing that same thing, it's like, man, it feels like I'm literally swimming upstream. So just fuck it. Just might as well do my own thing.
And that brings me to and we're gonna elaborate more into this later, but this kind of brings me to one of my literally my next point is that I don't know what my chat wants to watch, and I know you're just well, that doesn't matter, that's your stream, and it's it is, but I'm not here for me, you know what I mean?
Right.
It is my stream, and it is I can do whatever the fuck I want, but it's just I want to appeal to the audience. What do you guys want to watch?
You want to be the people's streamer.
Yeah, and this is, again, something I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on later, but I really feel like gaming is just not my primary content focus. And I'll explain that later. Everybody has a different content focus, but I think I want to do a little, more just chatting streams.
Right.
Because I'm a very while I'm very introverted in real life, I'm very extroverted on the internet.
Hell yeah.
So I love, and again, I love talking to people. I thrive off of conversation. I'm talking to people all day at work, you know, so it's like,
Right.
it really, you know, I feel like I have the ability to connect to and with people on a level that I haven't been able to connect just by playing a game.
Right,
so.
right.
And I've been that way my whole life. Like, and it's so funny because like my mom, back when she was around, I remember being like 5 or 6 years old, and she would take me to the bank, and I would be the one to walk up and be like, "Hi, how are you?"
Aww.
I just walk up. I was literally every mom's worst nightmare because I was just fucking walking up to every stranger I could and be like, "Hi, my name's blah blah. Hi." You know? It's just, I wanted to talk to everybody. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's just I never kind of want to let that go.
Right.
And I've always been told my whole life, they're like, "Oh my gosh, you got such a good personality," and this, that, and the other. So it's like, I really want to expand on that and focus more on that. So as far as what I'd like to stream, listen, I like playing the shit nobody really likes watching. I like playing Hello Kitty and like Infinity Nikki and Disney Dreamlight Valley and Sims, and that's not stuff people want to watch.
Hey, fuck it. Sometimes you just want to, you know, listen to a whale yap the day away while playing Disney Dreamlight Valley or Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Yeah, I will say I do like playing Fortnite. I hated the last 2 seasons, so I haven't played.
Okay.
I hated the last 2 seasons. I'm like, I'm not paying for that. But yeah, it's been okay.
Okay.
It's been good. I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter.
Nice, me too. I love it. I'm addicted.
Wild,
I'm
so
fucking
obsessed.
Addicted to Monster Hunter.
Did you
Holy
see
shit.
the new like the gathering area? It's so beautiful.
Yes. I've been there every day since it came out. I think the event is already over, but it was really nice. I got a bunch of the special tickets, and I crafted the special armor, and I really love the Sakura bombs that you can craft.
Oh, I love them. They're so beautiful.
Yeah.
And just you can really tell, like, the people, like, the devs really put a lot of love into this game.
Yeah.
You can tell. And this is perfect because I played a lot of Monster Hunter, like, on the Switch. I played some of it on the DS. And I was like, I didn't really like, I loved World. I fucking loved World.
Same.
But I didn't like Rise. I didn't like the mechanics.
Oh, my partner felt the same way, honestly.
Yeah, but I loved the aesthetics of Rise, and that's what pissed me off. Because I'm like, I love the aesthetics of this game, but this sucks to play.
Yeah. Let's see. Before we continue, where the hell did I put that thing? It's not here anymore? No, there it is. There we go. Perfect.
What?
What?
What is that?
Oh, that's the load-bearing clown. Yeah. Don't worry about it. He won't bite if you don't piss him off. He's mostly tame, I think. Did you lick him? Did you just lick him?
Yes.
Okay. How did he taste? Because I never seen him take a shower, so.
Well, I'm thankful I got my last tetanus shot like a week ago.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Oh,
all right.
Now that we are back.
Now that we're back, what the hell were we talking about?
Honestly, oh yeah, we were talking about food.
We were?
I haven't made food yet. You asked me what I was if I cook, and I love cooking.
Hell yeah.
I cook as much as I can when I can, but I fully understand that like a lot of stuff, like if I'm being realistic, like I'm gonna be 33 this year, so like sometimes I just don't want to cook.
Oh, you're fine. I'm
old because I'm like 90 in VTuber.
Not even. I'm a year older than you. Not fucking even.
That's how everybody looks at like people over like 25 in VTubing is like, oh my god, you're old.
I fucking hate people who think that way so goddamn much. It's like, you have barely been alive at that age. What the fuck do you mean that's old?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, chat. Thank you, Ect over here coming to the rescue. You were talking about what you were planning on streaming to, which is a mystery at the moment.
Oh yeah, absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
Recently I've been, like I said, wanting to do more just chatting content. Because I love interacting with people. I love talking to people, and
Yeah.
stupid stuff like that happens. And you see, I can still kind of hold chat's focus and be somewhat entertaining, at least when everything's on fire around us.
Everything's
Fine.
constantly on fire.
Everything's fine, chat. Don't worry about it.
It's fine, and it won't happen again with an asterisk at the end.
Literally.
Yeah.
Other
Okay.
than that, yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Let's see. Okay. So I think that just about wraps it up for the segment. Right? Is something that I would say if I wasn't a fucking liar, Trua. I lied to you, Trua. There's one more question. This is live streaming, Trua. Anything can happen, literally anything, as you saw earlier by the scuff that we had to put up with.
Yeah, no, literally.
There's one more surprise question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, deal pitch. Why should people watch you?
Oh, why should people watch me? Well, because I'm a 5,000-pound whale girl on the internet and I make you laugh.
True. Oh, damn, you nailed it. You fucking nailed it. That's like the quickest that like anyone has like bounced back when I tell them, oh, I have a fucking surprise question, and they're like, which is always really, really funny to see. Oh, yeah. But
we're definitely not done though, chat. I still have a lot to yap about.
Yeah. Okay. So now we get to move on to the audience interaction part of the stream.
Yeah.
So chat, this is when you, that's right, you can become part of the show. And for this segment, you get to ask balls in your court now. Yeah, exactly. You, chat, will get to ask Trua 3 questions, but since she is the guest, she picks which ones she wants to answer. All right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so go ahead, start typing away, clacking on your little keyboards or phone screens, whatever you're watching this on. And ask Trua whatever it is that you would like to know about her.
I saw that you have a link directing to conservation funds in your About page. What led you to wanting to support animal rescue and habitat I can't fucking speak! Habitat protection and conservation. Yes. And I'll actually answer. I'll answer all of them, honestly. To be fair, it's not really a big deal.
Okay.
So one of the reasons why I love animal conservation and rehabilitation and stuff like that is because I think there is a common misconception about SeaWorld. And coming from somebody I've been there, obviously there are SeaWorlds that, it's kind of like, if you look at it like a McDonald's, right?
Right.
You have the corporate McDonald's, and then you have the franchise McDonald's.
Oh,
franchise McDonald's is not going to take good care of their stuff, and their food is not going to be as good as the corporate. Florida is a corporate version of SeaWorld, and they take care of their animals, and they actually rescue and rehabilitate them and release them. If they find an animal that is injured or too sick to care for itself in the wild, they will rescue it, and if they can keep it, then, rehabilitate it to the point where it can survive back in the wild, they will release it back. But if it's too weak or it's like, they're not able to, then they'll take care of it for the remainder of their life.
Oh,
and I think that's super important,
Right.
The last breed of the last orcas that are there right now are going to be the final orcas that they're keeping in captivity forever.
Oh, wow.
So after this,
That's it.
Orcas live a very long time, like 60, 70 years. They've got like human, they've got like human lifespans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they live a very long time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they can live a very long time. But if they just released all of them now, they wouldn't survive in the wild. They'll just die. Because a lot of it has to do with, their body has already like regulated to the captive water.
Oh, right.
They haven't developed ocean immunity and stuff like that. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, but they heard the uproar of people and have seen what has been going on with other orcas in captivity, and like Lolita. That was so sad. She was in a tank that was too small for her, and
I heard about that.
It was messed up. It was sad, and
right, yeah.
So SeaWorld was like, you know what, we're not gonna do this anymore, and that they're not keeping orcas anymore. So I recommend, if you ever want to go see an orca, watch them perform. They're amazing animals to watch. But it's, we're not going to be able to have that kind of close encounter with them ever again after this. So
right.
But I think it's important to raise money for that, because in learning about rehabilitation and rescue, we learn about our world, we learn more about us as people, we learn more about our interactions with animals and how we can sustain the environments that they're in, and we can protect them. I think that's super important. And also Trua currently right now is in SeaWorld, and any donation that you put towards Busch Garden funds with SeaWorld goes towards taking care of him.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's really
and
neat.
I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but I'm just like, I like that fund. So
okay. Good shit. Always good to have a cause that you can support.
Yeah, and besides an orca, what do you have in common with your namesake? Like, do you like puzzles? Yes. So I love puzzles. I am a critical thinker. I've always loved like stuff like Sherlock Holmes and stuff like growing up, and like Nancy Drew, and just like actual like puzzle games. Like like those stupid little like puzzles that you get from like Barnes and Noble.
Oh yeah.
Like trying to get the ball in the hole, and then, like trying to get the nails untangled from each other. I love those. Those are super fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love puzzles. What's kept me interested in astrophysics? Honestly, just being alive. Being alive, because I feel like, again, it kind of goes back to, in order for us to understand who we are, we need to understand the world around us.
Yeah.
And the world around us isn't just the world around us. I mean, if you look up in the sky, all the stars you will ever see in your lifetime is everything you're ever going to see in the sky. But that's not even a fraction of a
right. Yeah, that's insane.
Out there. And that's what's crazy. And I know I sound like a consummate optimist, where it's like, but we're not alone in the universe, and I truly believe that.
I agree with you there. I agree with you there.
There's so much out there. If you were to, wait, what are my thoughts on the blobfish? They're so creepy.
Yeah, because like a lot of people have a common misconception that they look goofy, because like when you pull them out, they look like little sad guys with like big noses. But that's like what they look like outside of the water, because mind you, blobfish live. Please correct me if I'm wrong on any of these details, Trua, because he would know better than me. But from my understanding, blobfish live like so deep in the ocean that like there's no light where they're at. And also there's like a huge, like immense amount of pressure. So they look completely different in their habitat compared to like when you take them out of the ocean. That's why they look so goofy, but actually, like if you saw
have, like no bones too, like they're like mostly cartilage.
Oh yeah. So if you saw, I think you can Google like blobfish like actual appearance, and you will see like what their, I guess, like true form is, because when you think about blobfish, you think about like, oh, that silly goofy ass looking fish with like the big nose, but it's like, no, that's basically like a deflated blobfish that you're thinking of.
Yeah. I think that one of the creepiest like deep sea animals that we don't talk about enough is the megamouth shark. That thing is so creepy.
Oh, I've seen pictures of that. It's insane.
My gosh. If you were to fight someone for treasure while at sea, what aquatic entities would you want fighting alongside with you? Ooh.
It's a good question.
Probably the colossal squid would be so fun.
Ooh.
That could do some damage. That like maybe a sperm whale, because those things can fight.
I know how to throw hands.
Like creatures as a whole, or just orcas? So, I'm actually anti-pescatarian. I do not eat seafood.
Oh wow!
At all. I had it once when I was a kid, and decided never again. A lot of it is because I don't like the smell of it.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
And then also just I don't know. Like I became really attached to like pet fish when I was growing up. So I can't do that, you know?
Gotcha. Yeah, that's super valid.
My second favorite animal, though, like, is dolphins. I love them. They're like the dogs of the sea. They're so sweet.
Nice.
Like, for my honeymoon, like, when we went to go see dolphins, I started crying.
Oh my god! Holy shit!
Yeah.
I think I've seen dolphins like once or twice, like up close at an aquarium. It was really nice.
Oh, they're so nice, and they're so sweet too. Like, I understand, like, everybody has, like, you know, crazy animal encounters and whatever, and I understand that there's, like, dolphins get a bad rap for a lot of stuff, but I think they're great, and they're super intelligent. They're super fun.
Hell yeah. All right, let's see.
Yeah. I'm actually really excited because I think we've got a lot of people in here that are interested in stream stuff.
Oh yeah, I was right about to say, since that seems to be the last question for you, we can move on to the main topic of the night.
Yes.
Which I asked you to pick since you're the guest. And Trua, would you like to announce it?
Yeah, so tonight is going to be mostly focusing on content creation. So, like, how to grow as a content creator and, you know, developing your brand and keeping yourself, you know, recognizable as a streamer, but also, you know, just different things about whether it's, you know, you're streaming or VTubing or face camming, it doesn't matter, and try to figure out where you fit content-wise.
Exactly. All right, so how about you take it away, dearest Trua?
Yeah, no problem. So the first thing that, like, I think is super important is to look at, like, what your schedule allows. Like, look at your week, prioritize your job and responsibilities, and then fill in the free time with what you want to do. And 2-hour streams, like, people think, like, oh, I have to do, like, 4 to 6 or 12-hour streams if, you know, I want to get noticed. You don't have to. You can do 2-hour streams once a week if that's all you're capable of.
Yeah.
It's okay. Do not feel like you have to do more than that. But I will say consistency is crucial. So staying to a schedule, like, you want people to be like, oh my gosh, it's Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Trua's live.
Yeah.
Edgee's live. Oh my gosh, let's go see them. You know, you want to be that thing that people look forward to coming home from their shift and being like, yo, like, they're live. I'm going to sit down, grab my you know, my bowl of ramen and watch them, you know? So it's super important to do that. And then, which comes to my next point is authenticity. You know, are you putting on a face or is it really you when you're streaming? To me, it shows me more about and tells me more about who a person really is if they're putting on a character, or if it's just like sitting down to dinner with them and you actually feel like you're having a face-to-face conversation. I've met streamers who are not all what they show themselves to be on stream, and it's not a bad thing, but it can be off-putting. I think authenticity builds a lot of trust and showing your true self. And sometimes putting on a face, people get imposter syndrome and they become burnt out and get exhausted. So it's important to, you know, connect with your actual people and have real conversations with them as you. Obviously, don't give everything away. You still have to set healthy boundaries.
Like, oh, yeah, absolutely.
One of my friends, Takahata, actually told me about this. He was like, you know, the way that I look at it, he's like, I run a bar stream, right? We've all seen it, the Weary 101. And he says, I run a bar stream. He's like, I know you because you all come to the bar and you guys tell me your life story. But you know me because I work here. I wouldn't let you come behind the bar. You know, so it's like, that's like a boundary thing. So it's like, I really like that. So it's like, you have to kind of like, look at everything as like a, you know, a networking opportunity, but you don't have to, you are allowed to set boundaries and reserve yourself.
Exactly.
Make sure that that's super important.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. If I may add, and this is just like my personal experience, not this is not me knocking down this type of streamer, but for me it's like very, very difficult to enjoy watching VTubers who, like, when they speak, they're doing like a super like anime voice, like, hey guys, what's going on, and it's like, okay, if I wanted to yeah, because I'm like, okay, I know for a fact that like when you stop streaming you don't sound like that because nobody does. It's like, if I wanted to watch someone who sounds like an anime character, then I would just be watching anime. But like I cannot get into streamers that do like you know, like the cutesy little like anime voices. And again, no hate on them. It's just like a me thing. I just however much I try, I cannot get into it. And I know there's like a lot of them that are like super successful and you know, good for them. I genuinely truly wish them the best, but for some reason I just something in my head and my brain, it's just like I'm like, okay, well, I watched this for like 2 minutes. I think I'm good. And I think like to a certain degree, it comes down to like what you were saying about the authenticity factor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but again, hey, if it works for them, it works for them. But for me, it's just a no-go for me.
Yeah, and
but nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and I've always wondered, you know, I've always like been on streams like this where it's like we're doing an interview with like multiple people, and it's like I'm not even talking about like the interviewer or like the host of the show. I'm talking about like actual streamers like we see on Twitter, you know, like in the VTubing community.
Yeah, I've
seen them act differently off stream versus when they're on stream, which I mean, to be fair, we all act a little differently, but hear me out. I'm a chaotic fucking gremlin anyway. I could be going like this or even talking like this, but that's who I am as a person.
Yeah,
you're gonna get that every 5 minutes because I'm like ADHD the musical over here. I'm serious.
That's really good.
Yeah, so it's like that's how I look at myself and my content, you know, and it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
But I really want you to feel like you're sitting down with me, like as a friend. I like in my content, I try to blur the line between friends and fans, you know, and my whole thing is like I don't want you to feel like obviously I'm not a therapist, so you can't trauma dump and chat, but my whole thing is like, you know, come if you're having a bad day, come hang out. I want to be there for you. I want to be the person that makes you happy. You know, I want to turn your day around. I want to make you laugh, because if I do that, then I did my job. You know?
Exactly.
I don't care about subs or bits or anything like that. I did streaming full time. It's not for me. I had a great time doing it, and it helped me with what I needed, but it's just I got nothing. I really got nothing out of it, but just having the connections I made and the friendships I made.
Exactly. Yeah, I would say that I have an extremely similar view / approach to streaming as you do, because I don't know if anybody here has noticed, but like the ads that run on my channel are the ones that are like just mandatory that I literally cannot turn off. But the thing that I can do is bring them down to be as short as possible, like as short as the shortest that Twitch will allow me to have, even though that they're mandatory. That's what I got going on. There used to be a time when you could just like straight up like turn them off completely, but we're not living in those times anymore, unfortunately. So now it's just like a slider, like when you go to your dashboard or whatever. So I'm like, no, I'm here. It's like you said, Trua. I'm here literally just to hang out with people, to make connections, and to have a good time. And it's like I don't care about, you know, having ads that run for like fucking 3 minutes long or whatever. That's taking time away from me, like talking to people. You know, like from seeing what chats, what's going on with them, how their day is going, which is why I just turn them down to literally like as short as they can possibly be.
Exactly, because I don't care about, like, hear me out. I love my viewers when they sub and they subscribe, because it means a lot. Like,
exactly.
That means you want to be there, but I'm never going to be like, oh, you have to sub. I don't care if you do or not. Like, I will love you no matter what.
Yeah, yeah.
The follow button or lurking in my chat means so much more to me than anybody will ever know.
Yeah.
And these next three kind of go I would say next four kind of go hand in hand. So the first thing is who is your content really for? Like, identify your audience clearly. Are you creating for your ideal viewer, or are you just chasing trends?
Exactly.
I've seen a lot of people who just trend chase, especially like on Twitter and stuff, because they're like, oh, this posted numbers, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Like, and it works, but it's not organic. It didn't come from you. You want a reason people come and watch you. Like I said, I'm ADHD the musical, so like people come and watch me for my chaotic shit. Like, you know, I can be super funny, or I can, you know, send tingles down the spine with the mommy voice. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But people, you need to have a reason people strictly come to you.
Right.
What are you doing that's different? And I see so many people who are just like, and it's like, are you brand focused or are you model focused? Because I've seen people who are like, oh my god, like they have hard eyes. Like it's like going to the grocery store, like you're like shopping when you're hungry. Like you buy a whole bunch of shit and you come home and you don't know what to do with it.
Right.
And then you pick up Taco Bell on your way home. Like it's literally that's it. Because I've seen so many people who are just like, I want a live 2D so bad, but I don't have $3,000. But then or you know, I've seen people who get model after model after model, and it's like, you don't have to do that.
You don't have to do that. You don't need to do that.
Don't.
Yeah.
You don't. I started with a Vroid model that I paid $5 for that I customized. I mean, I made my model myself, and then I bought everything else off booth.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm doing. That's literally exactly what I'm doing. That's what this model is.
yeah, and see, that's the thing. You're gonna find your people no matter what.
Yeah.
And pardon my bad English, but fuck the people who don't like your content.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
That is not said enough. Fuck them. If they don't like your content, fuck them. It's okay.
Yeah, you don't need to fucking like bend over backwards and capitulate to someone who doesn't like you.
Yeah, they don't have to like your content. As long as you like what you're doing and your chat likes what you're doing, you're fine.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it. And then that brings me to my next thing is like, what platform suits you best? And honestly, you have to ask yourself this. Don't ask anybody else this. Ask yourself.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is going to give you their charged opinion, whether it came from a drama post on Twitter or whatever. Find out, because people are going to be like, oh, I don't support YouTube because, oh my god, big corporate conglomerate. I don't support TikTok because of X, or I don't support whatever because of this. Who cares? It is a service that is available for us to use. Just because you are using a service does not mean you support the people behind it. And that is okay.
Yeah.
And so each platform like TikTok, YouTube, Kick, Instagram, Twitter has, like, for instance, people can dual stream now. That was not a thing for a while, especially on Twitch. They hated that. But now people are loving it, and people are dual streaming. I think I've seen on Kick and Twitch, and then I've seen on X and Twitter or X on X and Twitch and TikTok, and it's great, and I love seeing that. So you have to tailor your content to each one, and that's the only thing I think that sucks, because each platform has their own rules and regulations on what you can and can't do.
Yeah.
So I think TikTok and YouTube are a little stricter when it comes to certain things, but when it comes to like Instagram and like other platforms, I don't think they're as strict.
Yeah, TikTok is like the one that's like I think the most strict, because I have tried to like upload just regular stream clips on there, and there's like nothing going on, but like I'll say like a certain like string of words, and then I get flagged for some shit, and like now my shit can't be viewed anymore. It's like, okay.
My friends have been banned from TikTok for so many stupid reasons. And like, I have my own views on TikTok. I don't hate it as a platform. I think it's a great platform. Yeah. I love it. I support the small creators and the businesses on TikTok. I don't support TikTok's business practices.
Yeah.
Because they don't pay their streamers well. They don't pay their creators well at all.
Yeah, which is why I'm still like on the fence on whether or not I should like use it for like VTuber shit.
I think it's good to get out there. I think it's perfect to get out there because TikTok is the primary focus. You remember like when Musical.ly and Vine was a thing?
Oh, yes,
only
yes.
Discovered back then was that.
Yeah.
But it's like, now that those are gone, we have TikTok.
Yeah, that's what we're stuck with now.
Yeah, and when TikTok dies, and it will eventually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because all platforms do at some point. Like, nobody uses Facebook anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
Aside from, our older relatives.
Yeah.
Nobody uses Facebook anymore, or MySpace even. Platforms.
Oh god, yeah, MySpace has been dead for years.
Yeah, and you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Like for me, don't do what I'm doing. I literally don't post anywhere else except Twitter, but that's fine. I'm not here to get famous, so I don't care either way. If Twitter shut down my profile tomorrow because, Elon was like, I've had enough of this, I'm wiping Twitter.
Yeah.
Fine. I'd be okay with it. I'd just build back up, and that's what you have to do.
Exactly.
Content creation is not a linear path. You have to constantly work with and against it. And also, right now, we're in the middle of a big fucking recession.
Oh, God, yeah.
And you have to remember that, like, people are out there doing side hustles, working, going to school. So you have to remember, like, you might make a good amount of money, maybe 1 month, like with stream, you might make $500. But then that next month, you might only make 5.
Exactly. It's super unstable. Super unstable.
Yeah, and that's okay, but you have to work with that. And you have to remember, like, hey, I'm not gonna have the same income month to month all the time. And usually when it comes to a recession, the luxuries go first, and honestly, subscribing to a streamer is a luxury.
It is. No matter how cheap it is, at the end of the day, that's exactly what it is. Like, it's not a need. It's just something that's just always optional.
Yep.
Which is why it means so much to us when someone does it.
Yeah, and I think it's also important to remember, like, finding what platform suits your content best. So, like, for instance, if you want to save your VODs, download them, upload them to YouTube. You know, if you want to do more short form content, YouTube Shorts or TikTok. Instagram is okay, but it's like, Instagram I feel like is more for the foods and the baddies.
Yeah.
That's about it.
The foods
Nobody
and the
goes
baddies.
on Instagram to look up VTubers.
You're right. You're absolutely correct.
But yeah, so that's, you know, I reckon, like, there's one streamer I know, Yoka Siri. She does short form content that's pre-planned. Like, she'll sit down, and this is something a lot of people probably don't know, and is people will they'll sit you down for like an hour or two and then make skits, and then they'll upload the skits to whatever platform they're on, and that's how they do that. And then they're not streaming for 6 or 7 hours a day. Whereas, like, people think, oh, you have to stream for 6 or 8 hours a day and then clip and then do it. No. Make your clips in the moment.
Yeah.
Set up skits for yourself. Make clips and then post them. It's hard to capture those organic moments when it's really funny. Because I'm going to be realistic with you. Not every stream is going to have those moments.
Exactly.
You know, and sometimes you have to do it. And VTubing in a way is acting.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
My God. But that's pretty much it. So basically, like, you want to know how your workflow. Like, do you plan in advance, or are you improvising content under pressure? I always tell people, watch other people, but don't. And take inspiration, but don't copy.
Exactly, because if you copy, people are gonna know.
Oh yeah. Now, when it comes to, like, stream alerts or sound alerts or shit like that, I don't really think anybody's gonna care.
Yeah,
unless
exactly.
It's like something like for instance, if I took something of, like, you know, like if Zentrea has a custom sound alert that was made for her and I take that, then yeah, that's not good.
Absolutely.
But if I, you know, if Bao has something, you know, that oh god,
like the gif of, like, a big bird, like, busting through the door.
Yeah, or that. Yeah, like anything like that. Like the Mike Wazowski yell. Like, that's okay to take.
Yeah, that's fine, because it's just like an internet thing.
Yours.
Just like a meme.
Yeah. And anything that isn't yours, don't take.
Exactly.
Without permission.
Exactly.
But also, don't be fooled. Every bigger streamer has a team of people working beside them. And I'm not talking about, like, like an artist here, a rigger there. I'm talking about, like, half of these VTubers work together.
Yes.
Like, most of them do. Most of the and it sounds weird, but it's I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I'm throwing this all the way back to high school. This is exactly how they operate.
Right.
Like, they all have connections and they all use each other's connections. Some people, you know, they have 2 or 3 video editors that are constantly pumping out videos. And sometimes they'll hire people, you know, that are, you know, they'll hire people that are new, or sometimes they'll hire people that are just trying to build their repertoire so they don't have to pay them. And unfortunately, that is a thing. You know how it works. Because when you're trying to build your portfolio, sometimes people will do stuff for free. So, and that's just freelancing. But my whole thing is like, make sure, like, if you're gonna do that, make sure you have the resources for you, and make sure you're financially able to do it. Don't go into debt trying to pay people for emotes, for this, for that, for this, because it will catch up. Because you'll be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, I've got $200 this week, extra money, and I've got emotes that I got $50 emotes
It's like,
here. But then
no,
2 or
pay
3
your
days
bills,
later,
rent
you're
comes
like,
first.
right, but you'll be like, oh my gosh, I've got $50 emotes here, or oh, I really want this overlay. Or, oh, this person's got a $25 special. It adds up.
Oh,
It
yes,
really
absolutely,
does.
absolutely.
So, and make sure you're paying people, like your editors, your artists. Make sure you're tipping them all. Like, make sure you're staying on top of all of that.
Yeah.
But don't take on more than you can afford every month.
Yeah,
Make sure
and
to take care of yourself.
yeah, and then like the complete opposite of that I've seen. I've seen this at least 5 times, and I wish that I was like exaggerating. But I've seen people, or I guess like would-be VTubers. I call them would-be VTubers because they're not like active anymore. But I've seen like multiple cases of somebody that like spends upwards of $1,000 like on a model, on an overlay, on fucking the stream, what are they called, notifications, and then emotes and all that shit, and then getting their Discord and everything set up. But it's like, okay, but you haven't streamed yet. Do you even know if you're gonna like streaming? And then they try streaming, and then they either get disappointed or mad, or their heart isn't into it. They're like, oh, this is actually not for me. I don't feel like streaming anymore. And then like after a week of like of streaming, after they spent all that much money, they're like, yeah, I'm out. I didn't get what I wanted out of it. And it's like, you could have just like started for free, like you were saying earlier. You can just like start with like something super simple. You can even just like be a PNG tuber,
Yeah.
and then just figure out if your heart is into it, or if you even enjoy it, or or like you were saying earlier, like see how much time you have for it. But
there's also a lot of VTubers I know that like do editing on the side.
Oh,
so,
like me?
They'll turn around. Well, yeah. Well, but I mean for other creators.
Oh,
so,
yeah,
like, for instance, they'll have a side hustle where they're doing TikToks. I have a couple friends that do, like 4 or 5 TikToks for like $30, and I'm like, and they save that and they use that income only for VTubing stuff. And I'm like, that is the smartest thing you can do, is using a side hustle to pay for your VTubing stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Your main income for what you need to,
absolutely,
to sustain your living.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct about that. Whenever I got time up my own assets overlays models, that's really good.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah, no, Kirk's amazing. He is a very well-known pixel artist in the VTubing community. They're great. They've done art for me and Nello.
Nice.
Oh, they're so awesome. They're so cool.
Hell yeah.
They've done pretty much almost every VTuber you can think of. They've done Nim, Vexoria, Taka. They've done Zentrea.
Oh, wow.
Lots of people.
That's really cool. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Love them.
Good shit. Well,
so
glad to have you here. What a pleasure to have you here.
So another thing is this is, again, goes into the next topic, is, are you consuming as much as you're creating? Because this is also super important. Observing trends and styles can inspire and inform yourself, but are you staying plugged into the content landscape?
Right.
And that basically means, like, are you watching what's trending right now? Because it's like, and this is exactly what I was talking to you earlier. Remember how I said I'll delve into this later?
Yeah. I remember.
Because it's like, look at what's trending right now. Schedule 1. We've got that Clear Obscure game.
I want to play it so bad.
Oblivion just came out, so it's like everybody's playing those big games. But the problem is once you have so many people playing those games, and I'm just gonna be realistic here. People are probably gonna watch, Shy Lily play, Clear Obscure versus me, because it's like, she's a bigger streamer, she's probably more entertaining.
Right.
So I kind of look at, like, okay, they're all playing this. What can I do that's different?
Exactly.
So I'm just like, yeah. So I try to do my best with that. So and that brings me to my next point, is I personally don't watch bigger streamers. Because I do get compared a lot to bigger streamers.
Right.
Even before I started growing, I would get compared to other Orca VTubers. But it's like, I really do my best to make sure none of our content styles overlap.
Yeah, I'm the same as you, honestly.
Yeah. And I'm always doing my best to make sure, like, even if we have the same mammal theme, like we're both orcas, or we're both, whatever. I try to do my best to be like, okay, so I look at their design, I'm like, okay, don't do any of that. Stay as far away from that as possible. But like when I first started streaming, I didn't even know who Shy Lily was. Like, she's a sweetheart, and I respect the fuck out of her. Like, I love her so much. She called me Tuna when I first met her.
Aww.
But it's like, our content styles are so different, so it was like super off-putting and a little jarring to be compared to somebody that I didn't even know.
Right.
But it also, like, looking back at it now, I'm like, yeah, that's a hella compliment because she's fucking killing it. Like, and I'm just over here in, you know, ADHD Wonderland.
Yeah.
Trying to stay afloat.
Yeah.
But I really do my best to take steps to make sure that content styles don't overlap, as well as VTuber styles as well.
Right.
And I feel like that's super important as well. Because the last couple years I've seen a lot of VTuber drama. Over people who
even the past few weeks.
And we're gonna get to that a little bit later. we're not gonna get into it, but we're gonna briefly touch on it. But it's more so like, I've seen a lot of people who, again, take inspiration, but a little too much inspiration.
Yeah,
and there's again, there's a fine line between taking inspiration and copying.
Yes.
If you copy it, just fucking say, hey, I love this person's thing, I liked what they did, I copied it. That would save you so much, instead of just being like, I didn't take that.
Exactly.
We all know you did. We all know you did, and I feel like the people would respect you a little bit more if you just say it.
Yeah, like straight up.
Yeah, because like, for instance, people. So I don't care if somebody copies my design. I would actually be flattered as fuck. I'd be like, oh my god, I have a twin. But I have to remember, like, there's never gonna be another me. Like,
yes.
They can come in, and they can dress like me, act like me, talk like me, but they're never gonna be me. And they can't take my viewers from me. So I'm gonna be me no matter what model I'm in.
Hell yeah.
So and that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
But I do feel like it is important to remember, like, you can take inspiration, but don't copy.
Right.
It goes back to that. The other thing is, we've only got a few more. We've got the last three.
Ooh,
and I will say the last topic is probably the biggest one, because it's the most important. But so number one, are you leaving room for growth and experimentation? When you watch your streams back, watch your stream back as like if you were a chatter.
Right. Try
to step out of your like streaming mindset of like, oh yeah, this is great, you know, because like you don't want to watch your content and be like, yeah, this is too good, this is amazing. You should always find something wrong with every stream, and I don't mean it in a bad way. Because critiquing is good.
Yes.
Critiquing is good for yourself.
Yes.
And if you can't find anything to critique, that's not good.
Exactly. Yeah, because that's one of the fastest ways to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All learning. You know, we're all learning, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to be at, you know, my level or anybody's level to be, you know, to critique yourself. Even the people at the top of their game right now, like Iron Mouse, I guarantee you, she's looking at her stuff and is being like, you know, I could do this better. I guarantee, even though she's killing it too. But I guarantee you, like, people are always constantly looking at their stuff and being like, what can I do better here? And how can I and they're constantly looking at their stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you have to have like some hunger in there, you know? It's like you can be satisfied with what you do up to a certain degree, but like you can't let yourself be like 100% satisfied.
Right, exactly. Also, exploring out of your comfort zone matters, and this is again what I was mentioning earlier. So, like, for instance, one of the things I've noticed, and this is what I've told Nello. So obviously we know Nello's my husband.
Shout out to Nello.
He started streaming about 2.5 years ago. He started about 6 or 8 months after I did.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: when I was working on my streams, I didn't have anybody managing me. I was doing everything by myself constantly. I was working at the time a full-time job, but I burned myself out doing everything by myself. And I learned my lesson. They were some very hard lessons, and some I will probably never forget for the rest of my life, because I've learned some hard lessons with taking on too much.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But Nello wanted to grow his channel, and he was wondering, like, you know, and I love my husband, but he plays like 4 or 5 games, and that's it.
I see.
He didn't want to branch out. And I'm like, well, and I'm watching from a, you know, from a chat perspective. I'm like, you know, like, what, I'm sitting here like, you know, what would I enjoy watching somebody? And I really love interaction. I think part of the reason why people love VTubers so much is because of the interaction.
Yeah.
And hear me out. My husband has like ADHD to the point where like when he focuses, he hyper focuses.
Right.
So like he'll hyper focus in a game, forget to speak for like 15-20 minutes or talk to the game itself. And some people like watching that stuff because sometimes they'll put him on for background noise. I get that.
Yeah.
But you want the most amount, like the most interaction out of your chat, you need to talk to your chat.
Right.
And I feel like if you do more just chatting streams, like, that really solidifies a bond between you and your chat, because now you know your chat knows you.
Yes, so absolutely.
Do as many just chatting streams as you can, because then people will, you know, ask you questions. They'll be curious about you. They'll want to know more. Like,
yeah.
The more you talk to them, the more interested they will be in you, and the more devoted they will be to you. Because anybody can go up to and can click on Twitch on anybody on Twitch and watch somebody play a game.
Right.
But they can't get your interactions from somebody else.
Yeah, like your experience, like your insight, or your commentary type of stuff.
Yep. They can't get that from anybody else, and that's only you, and that's what makes you unique.
Exactly.
So you have to exactly, and I know it's hard, and a lot of it is getting out of your shell, getting out of that comfort zone, and it's scary.
Yeah,
One of my favorite quotes is "Life begins at the end of your comfort zone."
Yeah, you know, that's actually one of the reasons why I became Babiniku. For those in chat who might not know what a Babiniku is, it's usually a cis male who prefers to use a female presenting model. And one of my inspirations for that, it's like, again, what you were saying, take inspirations from people but don't copy them. One of my inspirations for that was actually Porcelain Maid.
Oh, I love them. They're great.
Yeah. So I was watching one of his streams where he was no, not one of his streams. It was a clip of him dealing with somebody talking shit. It's like, grown ass man pretending to be a woman. It's like, I'm not pretending to be anything. Like, I make it very clear in my bio that I'm a man, and even like it's part of my lore that I'm a man. But I just look at this because of like lore reasons, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, that clicked with me, and I'm like, yeah, I respect the fuck out of that. And then within a week, I was like, what if I try to make, my own like female presenting model? And since then, like, I have had so much more fun. I have been so much more creative, because like this outfit that you see me wearing, this is not my regular outfit. This is an outfit that I put together, again, from Booth, shout out to Booth, with assets from Booth, just like when I'm doing my show and like interviewing people, so like,
I love that.
Yeah.
And yes, Kirk, I do think that you should set the category to just chatting, because I feel like the just chatting category gets so much attention, and it's such an underused category. People think like, oh, because I'm doing art, I have to do the art category. You don't. You can do just chatting for anything, because just chatting, if you're talking to your chat, you are just chatting. You can play a game in the background as long as you make it super, super, super small and put it on just chatting, and you're still just chatting. I know it's so funny, stupid, but it's true.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Who have the whole fucking like the words on stream thing, and they're just chatting. Like, you're still playing a game, like a karaoke, just chatting. Like, do it honestly. Like, just chatting will bring you. You'll notice you'll get so many more viewers from just chatting. Another thing is make sure that when you have your brand, stick to it. Stick to your brand. Stick to it, and brand the fuck out of yourself. I'm talking panels, overlays, all that stuff. Brand the fuck out of yourself as much as you can. And just make sure that you are doing things that you haven't done before. Constantly look at yourself and be like, I've played this, but I haven't played this, Yeah. Maybe also ask chat, hey, chat, what do you want to see me do? There's nothing wrong with that, because, I mean, you can always say no.
Exactly.
These good ideas, for instance, I've seen a few VTubers who've done face cam streams that when they cook, they'll cover their face, but they'll cook on stream. And they love that, and chat loves that, and they had a great time with it, because they can do goofy stuff. But
yeah, speaking since you brought up as a quick aside, I'm sorry.
You're good.
As a quick aside, since you brought up food, I usually compare like your, I guess, like streams or like the games that you're gonna play as like pretend that you're cooking dinner for someone. You don't want to like give them the same food like every single day. You want to like try to have like a little bit of variation here and there, Yeah,
exactly. 100%. You don't want to, and that's the thing, that you don't want people to come in and expect the same thing from your streams.
Yeah.
Because people are gonna know and be like, oh, okay, we've been here before, like, and it's not bad. Like, hear me out. If you find something that you're comfortable doing and you're happy with it, fine. But and that's okay for people that don't want to grow. I know that sounds bad, but
like you can have like your own variation of like Taco Tuesday. It's like, oh, Tuesday, Trua's playing this game. Okay, cool.
Yeah, staying where you are is not going to help you grow. You need to chase growth.
Yes.
And by chasing growth, you have to, and when I say chasing growth, you like, if you're just doing the same thing, you're on a treadmill.
Yeah.
You're doing the same thing. You're not going anywhere. Get off the treadmill and chase growth somewhere else.
Exactly. Exactly.
Go outside and take a run.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised on where it takes you. Which brings me to my next segment, this is the second one, the last, and then the last one's coming.
Okay.
How are you measuring your success? Because I feel like everybody measures it differently. A lot of people measure their success by the amount of gift subs or bits that they got, or their follower goal, or if their Oshi followed them on Twitter that
their
day.
Oshi.
Which, don't get me wrong, those are all great things to celebrate. They are.
Yes.
But are they the most important, and do they define your success? No. And metrics matter, but they do not define you.
Yes.
Likes and views are your only guide, but that shouldn't be your main focus on impact and growth. Are you still grounded as a person? Are you still humble? Are you making positive impacts to the people around you? Are you doing what you want to do? Are you putting out what you want to put out? Are you happy with the stuff that you're putting out? Because if not, you can always change it.
Yeah, it's always an option.
And there's nothing wrong with going on like a 2 or 3 month hiatus to completely redo everything. And I honestly find that the people that go on hiatus, a lot of them, do it because of, obviously mental health reasons or health reasons or burnout or whatever.
Yeah.
But some people do it for a full reset. And I'm not talking about a rebrand. That's different.
Right.
I'm talking about a reset. Like, they cleanse their mind, they cleanse their whatever, and then they come back and then they redo everything. So, like, their overlays, their panels, or whatever, and then it feels fresh.
Yes.
And that's, to me, I think that's super important, is that you should always come to your streams feeling refreshed and happy to be there. Because your chat is going to know if you're not happy to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can feel some of that energy,
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
So it's like, you got to make sure that, you're not making, and I will say another thing about, like Twitter and stuff. If people follow you on Twitter, it's something you need to celebrate, yes. But don't be surprised if you get an unfollow.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that in a negative way, because we all know how social media is. If you have seen people who are, especially like the big corpo VTubers, a lot of them slim their following down. So let's say somebody's following you and you're super happy about it, and they've got like 500,000 followers on Twitter. That's awesome, and that's fucking great, and you should celebrate and get a piece of cake. But if they unfollow you, don't take it personally. Don't take it personally. And the reason why I'm speaking on this from experience, because I've had people who I looked up to and I'm like, damn, they unfollowed me. And it's like, and it wasn't because of anything I did. It's because of, just how they wanted to handle their account. They wanted to recalibrate their following on Twitter.
Right, especially if it's like a corporate person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, and they also, I've noticed a lot of people, especially like the bigger people on the bigger end, they keep their following under like 500.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or like under 1,000. You know, and I don't understand. I've never understood why keeping the following number bigger than the follower number. I've never really understood that like thing, but it's okay. I get it. If everybody does it for their own reasons,
yeah,
so it's fine. But don't ever take it personal. Yeah, exactly. It could also be their account being removed. Exactly. Another thing is are you being realistic? Everyone has that pipe dream of being a full-time streamer. But I don't think everybody understands the type of sacrifice that comes with it.
Oh, yeah.
And that brings me to my last point, which is, honestly, you need to pay attention to what you're doing with streaming. And when I say that, I'm being 100% real with you guys. I have sacrificed lots of my personal health, friend hangouts, family hangouts, events, stuff that I probably should have gone to, but I didn't because I had hard eyes for streaming, you know, and I put that first.
Right.
But unfortunately, that's how it is. You know, if you want to be a bigger streamer and you want to do this full time, or you have to do this full time, there were times where unfortunately I had no choice.
Right.
You know, like if I wanted to put food on the table for the next month, you know, because Nello didn't have a job, you know, I had to do it. So I'm sorry I can't, you know, come to your bridal shower, but I have to work, you know, and that's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And your real friends, your real ones will know that, and they will get it. But you have to remember that being a bigger streamer, and I'm talking about big streamer, you have to make sacrifices. That means like you're not going to be able to have like probably the best relationships or friendships. It's gonna suck because if you're constantly streaming and constantly creating and constantly managing contracts and videos and platforms and merch, and it becomes a lot.
Yeah, it really does.
Understands, like you got to check emails constantly, like you got to reach out to brands, you got to have brand deals, you got merch, you got artists you've got to talk to, you've got to plan things for your next 6 months, like it takes a lot out of you.
Yeah, and just like it's a lot of energy put into that.
Yeah, and you don't have to be partnered with like any companies or, you know, have a contract with any gaming company or energy drink company to be special. You are special on your own. Do not feel like you have to have partnerships to feel important, because you don't need them.
Yeah,
you can be successful without.
Yeah, because you're already made out of Stardust.
Using you to make money for themselves.
Yeah. There you go.
And this is another thing. You need to make sure that you're trying to avoid jealousy, burnout, and overall health issues. So, take social media breaks. We all get comparative, and it's dangerous. We all saw what happened with Cinder.
Oh God. Oh, don't remind me.
What I was talking about.
Don't fucking remind me.
We take breaks, dude. Honestly, social media, we see a lot of things happen on social media, and a lot of it is because people just don't know how to communicate. And if they're feeling a certain type of way, whether, you know, they know it or not, you know, they might not be thinking about it, but it could be just like a background thought.
Yeah.
We don't think about it a lot, but we're comparing each other. You know, you might go on my Twitter and be like, damn, she's got 60,000 followers, and then it's going to make you feel bad because you've only got 500.
Yeah.
You don't think about like that, but it affects you later.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, man, what am I doing wrong? You know, do people not like me? And that's
oh my God.
Because somebody who only has 20 followers on Twitter is looking at you thinking the same thing.
I have seen so many people like crash out over that, just like publicly.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
especially
crazy.
like in the past few weeks.
Oh God, yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I take a lot of social media breaks. I go on there, I post, I don't even scroll anymore. I don't even look at anybody's content. I know this is gonna sound terrible. I don't even go on there anymore. I don't scroll through my For You page. Because I can't do it.
Right.
I can't. For my own mental block, I can't do it. I don't want to hear about what's going on with the next VTuber drama. I don't want to see another Google Doc.
Oh God.
I'm so done. And also, like, I saw what it did to my husband too. Like, my husband was really getting comparatively, to the point where it's
Ooh.
like, he's like, man, and he would get sad. Like, he would wake up in the middle of the night. It's like 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm in bed, and he'd start crying, and I'm like, dude, what's going on? He's like, I'm comparing myself. He's like, I feel like I'm not doing well, and I'm like, you need to get the fuck off of Twitter.
Yeah.
And also, remember the golden rule. Don't trust anything your mind tells you
Yes.
after 9 p.m.
Yes, after business hours? No. Come back the next
After
day.
9 p.m. And if you haven't had sleep the following day, don't trust your brain.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad that that's getting more widespread.
Yeah. And like, remember, sitting for long periods of time can be detrimental to your health. You don't want to be doing that. Make sure you're drinking enough water. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, because that can mess with your mental health. And this is about the drama. Don't get caught up in drama. Your audience can see how you react, and your opinions and how you voice things can and will have consequences. And what I say is that, let's say something really pissed you off, like you're really mad about how Game of Thrones ended the other day, and you just go on a whole Twitter spree of like 10 tweets. Well, there's probably people that watch your streams that are like, wow, they're crashing out this hard over Game of Thrones. Okay, well, I'm gonna unfollow them for that.
Yeah.
That's all I could really think of.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, people do that though, and you've got to make sure, because like I've unfollowed people simply because of how they've acted out on Twitter.
Yeah.
And because I'm like, hear me out. I like you as a person, but I don't like what you said.
Yeah. No, yeah, I've been in that exact same situation a bunch of times.
Yeah, and like, at the end of the day, we're entertainers, and
yes.
we are in the entertainment industry, and I believe drama does not belong in the entertainment industry.
Yeah, you gotta act like a fucking adult and like handle that shit, between you and that other person.
Or not even just that, but remember, like, your social media is your billboard. So like, if you have to look at it as like, how do you want people to view you? Because what you're putting on your social media is exactly how people are going to view you.
Yes, that's such a good way of putting it.
Yeah, you never know how people are going to look at that and be like, wow, what? Like, or, oh, this person's really cool, or, oh, I don't think I want to follow them if they're gonna
yeah.
So, and then the last thing, I know I've used the term big streamer a lot today, but this is the most important part of this whole thing.
Okay.
There's no such thing as bigger streamer or smaller streamer. I say that to kind of give you like an idea of like size-wise, to kind of bring it down. Like, oh, even they do this too. Like, for instance, like comparative stuff, they all do it. But there is no such thing as bigger streamer or smaller streamer. And once you take that out of the equation, they're just streamers and people at the end of the day.
Yeah.
If they reach out to you, don't worry about it. Don't be scared. Don't be nervous. Have fun.
Oh my god.
Shoot your shot. If you want to ask Alara for a collab, send her a DM. Like, don't be afraid to reach out to people that you like, and just be like, yo, obviously don't be parasocial, because we don't do that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But,
absolutely.
What a coworker, like, hey, do you want to do this with me? I think you're awesome. Like, and you might get ghosted or you might get a no, but you tried, and that's what matters.
Exactly. Because that is like, to a T, that is like the process that I use for like, whenever I invite somebody that I don't know on the show, I'm just like, hey, this person has like some really cool vibes. I'm gonna reach out to them and see if they want to like hang out with me and talk for a while. It's not about like the metrics or whatever. It's literally, wow, you seem like a fun person. I want to talk to you, and literally that's it. That's fucking it. And if they don't get back to me, or if they don't see their DMs, oh well, not gonna affect how I sleep. Now, like, time to move on, find another person. It's whatever. This is how it is.
Yeah, and like, I remember I was hanging out with Taka and Junk when they were doing YumaCon in Detroit over here back in October. I remember hanging out with them, and Junk was talking about how he first met Taka. He's like, I met him at a convention, a few years, 8 or 10 years ago, and he's like, now I'm a streamer, and he's like, you know what I did? He's like, I just sent him a message saying, I am good enough for your streams. I was just so floored by that. He's like, wow, that's the kind of confidence I want to see. Like,
hell
okay.
yeah, hell yeah.
Like, I am good enough for your streams. And it's true. Junk is an amazing person as well. Like, I've got to meet them. They're so sweet. They're a really good person. But I really love that analogy. Because it's like, if you think you are, then you are. You know, like, you're good enough, you will be. And it's all about what you put into it and what you want to get out of it.
Exactly. That is such a good way to put it right there.
And the last thing that's so important to me is that I have removed no self promo from my streams. And I know people are all up in arms about it, and I know that there was a whole fucking thing about it on Twitter, like, about self promo, but it kind of made me think and, like, look introspectively and be like, wow, like, am I really that egotistical that I don't want somebody mentioning that they're streaming in my chat? Yeah,
it makes sense. I completely agree with you, because it's like
half of friends are streamers.
Yeah, exactly. It's like your stream is your space. It's I'm sorry, I don't know how else to put this, but it's like, it's your space, it's for you, it's your thing. If somebody else comes in and it's like, hey, check out my thing, I don't know about you, but that feels like a little bit disrespectful.
Yeah. But like, my whole thing is like, if somebody comes in and does that, you know, I'll give them a word. Like, obviously don't spam it, because you know, my mom will take care of that. But if they come in and say like, hey, you know, I'm a streamer, I'll be like, yo, that's cool. You know, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Like,
yeah.
Because I'm not gonna shut myself off from that.
Exactly,
you know?
exactly.
That shuts the door to a potential viewer, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, and like oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. If they want to share their stream link in my chat, fine, go ahead. But if they turn around and they're just like, I'm live right now, and post like 3 of their links, I'm like,
oh my god.
Like,
then it's super obvious that they're not there for you. They're there to like promote themselves and nothing else.
Exactly.
Yeah, like when somebody rates me when I'm doing like a normal stream, like when I'm playing something or whatever, when somebody rates me, I'm like, oh, hi, welcome. What were you playing? What were you doing? And then I even like give them a shout out and you know, post their channel. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But like, I'm lucky enough that like I haven't had somebody like come in and be like, hey, you should check me out. Here's my channel, blah blah blah. And it's like, I don't even fucking know you. Who are you? You know, but at any time, basically what I'm trying to say, anytime that somebody talks about themselves or their channel or their streams or whatever, it's because I specifically asked them. And that's fine. Yep. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But when it's completely unprompted for no fucking reason, it's like, no, get out of here. This is my time. This is my space. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I 100% agree with you on that. But my whole thing is like, I saw a lot of people on there, and I've seen like the no self promo thing go too far, like to the point where like you can only use my emotes or.
Oh Jesus!
Oh my god, it's so stupid.
It's like, who cares?
So and I mean, yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right that you can do whatever you want on your Twitch. That is your prerogative. We're not doing that over here.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not a great look. It's not a great look.
We're not doing that over here. So, and I respect you and I respect your hustle, but I'm not doing that over here.
I'm not gonna go personally. I'm not gonna go to that extent ever. Like, what the hell? It's like, not that serious. It's never ever that serious.
Yeah, and it used to get to me a little bit because I've seen people who are so protective over like their top gifters.
Jesus.
And, like, yeah, I've seen people who get protective over top gifters and people who get protective over their chat, and it's like, don't steal my chat, don't do this. And
oh my god!
All would benefit so much more if we share communities instead of trying to hoard communities.
Yeah. Like, anytime that like anytime that like somebody shares like a cool or cute or just like interesting emote on my chat, like my first thought is always, oh, this is so cool that I share a community with this person.
Yes, and I don't gatekeep. I don't believe in gatekeeping ever.
Yeah, like, same.
Oh my god, it's so annoying when that happens. I don't believe
I know, it's never that serious.
If I've changed like my overlay or something and I forgot to change out my panel, that's one thing. But
yeah,
like you know, like if somebody asks me like, hey, who did this art or who did your VTuber, I'll fucking tell you. I don't care.
Yeah.
I sold out a lot of money for this, but and you're free to go hit her up for it. But you know, I think this model was about 1,100. And
oh
then
wow.
My next is 16. So,
oh wow.
Yeah, she did art and rigging for both.
Who'd you say it was?
Her name is Ewolfe.
Ah, okay. I think
on Twitter she is at Wolfe2D.
I think I've seen her around here and there. But yeah, oh sorry.
You know, do you know Charity Goblin Ruby?
I might. I'm not super sure. I might have to like double check.
So she is Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter. And
oh!
I referred her to my model mom.
Ah, okay.
Like, she's done her model. She's done a few of my other friends. She's done quite a few models, and God, she's amazing.
Nice.
She did the model in 2 months.
Hell yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, like she's talented.
Hell yeah. With me, like I know I mentioned earlier that, you know, I use a Vroid and I get all my assets from Booth, but I also like do not gatekeep in the least. Like if somebody it's happened a few times where someone is like, oh, your model is so cute, did you do it? And I'm like, nope, absolutely not. It was from Booth, and it was specifically this artist, and if you need me to, I can even link you to like the exact page where I got it, like the page number, or just like the link directly to like the download or whatever. I got you. I am not ever gonna do any of that fucking gatekeepy shit.
And people think like you have to spend like thousands and thousands of dollars on, you know, certain things to have a good time, and it's like you really don't. Like, that's always optional. I bought a $12, maybe $20 at like overlay stream set from Edgee when I first started, and it was good. That was it.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I think I used all the panels and the alerts, and it was $25, and then I think my entire streaming setup, aside from my mic, because I invested in that later, but
yeah.
Like with my Vroid model and everything, when I first started, I think I only spent $30.
Yeah, that seems to be a common misconception that I've seen a lot, that like you have to break the bank to become a VTuber. It's like, no, you can literally do whatever you want, whatever you want within your budget.
And the thing that gets people big is the artwork.
Yeah.
That's what gets people big, and I don't think a lot of people realize that. That's what gets you big. Once you get to a point where you don't have to, like, you put out enough art of your character out there, people will start doing fan art.
Yeah.
You start getting more fans, you'll get more fan art, and then at that point you don't have to worry about any of that. At some point you won't have to commission. And you still should, but at that point you don't, because there's people out there that are constantly doing fan art, you know, for lots of streamers.
Yeah.
And it's nuts, because my entire timeline is just full of it, and I love seeing it. But I'm just like, you know, it's just interesting, like, how that works, you know, like, it's the fan art that will always, and the artwork that will always push that. So
yes,
whenever you can, try to get your character here's whenever people have them on sale, you know.
Yeah.
Try to get those, you know, because those are great. Also try to get commercial use on pretty much everything, because
yeah, that's a big thing too.
Merch. Yeah.
I always joke to people, you won't know that I'm financially stable if you see me posting a bunch of art of my model.
Oh God, yeah. That's exactly what I meant earlier, though. Like, we're in the middle of a recession, so
yeah,
of course everybody is going to be able to be spending on artwork right now. And that's the unfortunate part, is because I kind of wish it was different, you know, because I would love to commission a lot more art, but, you know.
Same.
Right now.
I can only get it once in a blue moon. If only.
Right? Oh my God, imagine being a property owner in
God.
2020.
Insane. It's crazy. Oh God, that's the new dream for everyone.
Yeah, but the main takeaways of this is find out who you are, what you want to do with your content. Find a good platform for yourself where you feel comfortable. Promote the fuck out of yourself. You gotta be your biggest fan.
Yes.
You gotta be your biggest fan.
Absolutely.
And if you're not, it's gonna show. and I'm just being 100% real with you.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be your biggest fan, and you have to love what you're putting out there. If you don't, you can always feel free to ask people that you don't know for advice.
Yeah.
I always think it's super important to get out of your echo chamber. You don't want people who are always going to tell you what you want to hear, because it's just like, hey guys, look, I made this thing that was really, really good, and they're like, oh yeah, this is really good. They're not giving you any critiques. They're not.
Yeah,
they're not
you don't want sycophants.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah.
And then make sure that you're taking care of yourself, because without you, there would be no stream.
Yeah. Put the you back in VTuber, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Those are my main points, and I think that that's super important for everybody.
Yeah. What you said, like literally everything was super insightful. Yeah.
Oh, the last thing I will say is debut stuff, and this is something super important as well. Lots of people get super caught up in debut stuff, like, oh, I have to have this, I have to have that, I have to. You don't.
No.
You can make your debut as big or as small as you want it to be. Some people do debuts and make it a big thing, and while I like it and I think it's great for generating viewers, it's also good in generating potential fans and people that follow you. It also brings in a lot of hate. Because when you start, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I've noticed when, somebody's really popping off on Twitter.
Right.
People get jealous. And
yeah, I've noticed that.
And stuff happens.
Yeah.
So it's like, I've seen people who just start streaming with their new model. They don't do a debut, and then everything's fine. And then they, generally just climb up normally. So, and it just depends. Like, I think I've seen a couple streamers who didn't even do debuts, and they fucking blew up. And I'm like, damn, okay.
Also, I'm reloading my model because like my webcam stopped working. I realized, wait, why am I looking like a fucking deer in headlights? Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. It reloaded me with my fucking Yaru outfit. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about when I said that I make multiple... Can I help you?
Yeah, no, you look amazing.
Thank you. Don't think I didn't fucking see you there. But yeah, that's what I meant when I said that, like, Booth is like a lifesaver. Just like so many assets at like dirt cheap.
Oh yeah.
So I like to have fun with my model.
I have in your chat right now, actually, my friend Anonymous. Anon likes boobs.
Ah, okay. Hi, welcome.
Exactly. This is perfect for them to hop in, because you know how you said like there's plenty of assets out there for people to make models. Well,
yeah.
My friend makes models for fun.
Oh wow.
And people a lot of them are V-Roid models, but he's very, very good.
Ooh.
And he's constantly looking for new stuff, and we'll sometimes at some point we like to call each other like the wrecking crew of VTubers, because when I first started, I was using a V-Roid model, but then when I got into Live 2D, he bought me, I think, a random like regular like Edgee thing, and he's like, can you edit this? And I was like, fuck, I don't know. Let me try. I just went in and I edited it, and I was like, yeah, I can edit this. And
hell
like,
yeah. Hell yeah.
We try to find models for people that like want to be VTubers.
That's so cool.
We make them or we edit them for them.
That's fucking awesome. Hell yeah.
But we only edit the ones, obviously, that allow the editing.
Right. Yeah, that's a thing for those of you who might be, wondering about using Booth stuff. If you want to like edit something, you need to look at the terms of service.
Yeah, TOS is super important.
Yeah, because I found some like really cool textures that like I really, really wanted to use, and then I just can't because like it says no, editing is not okay. Mm-hmm. Editing is not allowed. So always check with that. Even if you have to use, Google Translate or whatever, because not everyone writes their TOS in English. Mm-hmm. You still gotta double check. It's very, very important.
Something you really, really, really want. You can always reach out to the artist too. I've actually done this before. I had a VR chat model, and I was like, so your VR chat model doesn't have a whale tail. Can I put this on this? And then, they're like, yeah, go ahead. I was like, shit, okay.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Let's see. So Trua, was there anything else that you wanted to mention about, creating content, or do you think that you covered everything?
I think we've pretty much covered everything. I will say, just keep a schedule and find out when you can do it and stick to it.
Yeah, there you go. Consistency is key, like so many people say. How about anything that you would like to plug or talk about?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I am currently working on what would this be? 2.5 technically.
Oh wow.
I'm working on a 2.5 model. So she's gonna be, a fun fact, she's gonna be like this model that I currently have right now is what I like to call a doll model. So I can change certain things out, so it's gonna be a similar base, but it's gonna be a whole lot of new shit on me.
Nice.
And I'm not saying next time you see me, because the next time, I'm gonna be streaming, but I haven't gotten the model yet. She's not anywhere near done. She finished the base rigging, but she's working on currently the art right now. But I know she also has like 4 or 5 other VTubers she's working on right now, so I'm like, please don't rush. But yeah, no, I've got that coming out. I've got a lore video coming out soon. I've got a lot of good, fun stuff coming out, and I can't wait. That's also one of the reasons why I'm kind of taking a backseat with streaming right now and not streaming as much, because I know when I get this new model, I'm gonna not stop streaming.
There you go.
So,
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm super excited to see what you got coming up.
Oh, I know. It's gonna be a great time.
Hell yeah. Okay, well, I think we got a show. What do you think, Trua?
Yeah, no, me too. And just sorry for a good 30 minutes there, like we had no audio.
Well, it is what it is. It's gonna be better when this goes up on YouTube, because I'm just gonna edit all the stuff out.
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah. So that should be available this upcoming Friday for everyone watching us live. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hi YouTube.
Hi YouTube.
You got to miss out on the scuff, YouTube. You're so lucky. Let's see. All right. So this has been Mora. Bleh, I'm so stupid. Trua. Thank you so much. I was looking at like who to rate. Trua, thank you genuinely so much for being on tonight. I had such a fun and lovely time. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I'm not just blowing smoke up your tailpipe. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I had such a fun and lovely and insightful time just sitting down here and talking with you.
For that, I did too. And like I said, conversation's one of my favorite things, because it's like we can't learn from each other if we don't communicate.
Yeah.
We can't improve each other. We can't. We would be nowhere without conversation.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. All right, let's see. Nello is online. We can rate Nello.
Yes.
Let's rate Nello. He's playing Elden Ring. All right. So that's going to be it for our show tonight. Thank you everybody so much in chat. And that goes double to anybody who had to put up with the scuff from earlier. We really appreciate your patience.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. My headphones hate me. I'm buying new headphones tomorrow.
Okay, what's Nello's thing? It's Nello Head, right?
Yeah, it's just Nello Head.
All right, awesome. Nello Head raid, awesome. There it is. All right, cool. Well, again, I said I was gonna sound like a broken record, so here I am sounding like a broken record. Thank you, Trua. Thank you so much for being here. What a joy it was talking to you. All right, chat. So we're gonna send you all to hang out with Trua's husband Nello. He's a really fun streamer, and I think he's playing Elden Ring right now. So go say hi to him. Be nice. Behave yourself. See, we're all on your best behavior tonight. I really appreciate that. And I will see you tomorrow at, I believe, 3 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy IV 3D. Until then, please take care of yourselves and each other. And I'll see you next time. Bye!